trabaho sa masang Pilipino. Dahil dito, ibo-blow out namin kayo ngayong Agosto 29, 2019 sa GCC Mall, 2nd floor, atrium area sa Guadalupe, Makati. Muli namin kayong gagabayang magkatrabaho sa ating anniversary offering. Radyo Trabaho, gabay sa hanap buhay anniversary job fair. More than 1,000 jobs mula sa iba't ibang kumpanya at agencies ang nakaabang sa inyo. Kaya mag-print ng maraming resume at magkita-kita tayo mula alas 8 ng umaga hanggang alas 4 ng hapon para sa Radyo Trabaho, gabay sa hanap buhay anniversary job fair. Ito ay bilang selebrasyon ng anibersaryo ng RMN Network sa aming ika-67 anibersaryo at unang taon ng inyong DZXL Radyo Trabaho. Hatid sa inyo ng Peso Makati, Dole NCR, GCC Mall at ng DZXL 558 Radyo Trabaho. Ang inyong gabay sa hanap buhay.
Ang hirap talaga ng buhay ng naghahanap buhay. Ang aga ng gising, sabak sa traffic, stress sa trabaho. Buti na lang, nandito ang DZXL 558, ang inyong gabay sa hanap buhay. Araw-araw, tutok na sa balita, sa serbisyo publiko, sa komentaryo at iba't iba pa na nagpapagaan ng buhay ng naghahanap buhay.
DZXL.
Para sa mga may init na issue sa ating bansa, ipahayag ang opinion mo sa straight to the point, impormasyon sa trabaho at training sa inyong lungsod dito sa Meet the Boss.
Mga benepisyo na nararapat sa trabaho. Nandito ang Sentro Serbisyo.
Alamin ang iba't ibang trabaho na pwede mong pasukan sa usapang trabaho at mga job opening.
Kaya kahit mahirap ang buhay ng naghahanap buhay, huwag kang mag-aalala. Hindi ka nag-iisa. Laging handang tumulong sa'yo ang DZXL 558 Radyo Trabaho, ang inyong gabay sa hanap buhay. DZXL 558 RMN Manila. Extra large sa balita at komentaryo. Extra large sa tugtugan at extra large sa serbisyo publiko. Ikaw ba ay may reklamo, may problema sa kalusugan, hanap buhay, trabaho, ano bang mga ahensya ng gobyerno, lalo na sa SSS, GSIS, PhilHealth, NSO, PIVAO, at iba pa? RMN, Sentro Serbisyo. Ito ang sandalan mo. Eli Saludar ang tutulong sa'yo. RMN, Sentro Serbisyo. Dito sa DZXL 558. Maaasahang public service.
Okay, oras na po natin, 10:15 na po ng umaga. Good morning, ako pa rin ho yung Radyoman Eli Saludar.
Magandang umaga po, Radyoman Jenny Pahilanga. Good morning, partner.
Morning. Yung ating mga listeners, yung mga kanina pa nagte-text, yung nagtatanong sa SSS, sandali lang po, meron lang po kasing special coverage diyan po sa Senado, kaugnay ng pagdinig ng Senate Blue Ribbon Committee dito po sa mga di umano'y anomalya sa PhilHealth. Sandali lang,
Sige, partner, papasukin po natin mga kasama mula po sa bahagi ng Senado. Naroon po si XL Radyoman 1, Grace Mariano.
DZXL Report.
Nagsimula na itong pagdinig ng Senate Committee on Blue Ribbon kaugnay sa mga anomalya sa Philippine Health Insurance Company o PhilHealth. Ang chairman ng komite ay si Senator Richard Gordon na nagbibigay ngayon ng opening statement. Maliban dun sa mga anomalya sa PhilHealth, kasama ding tatalakayin ngayon yung ibinunyag ni Senator Panfilo Pinlacson ng mga kontrobersiya sa PhilHealth at Department of Health. Laban naman sa mismong kalihim nito na si Dr. Francisco Duque. Pakinggan na po natin si Senator Richard Gordon.
Pero sa tansya ng mga security
was introduced by Senator Leila de Lima on the alleged widespread corruption and mismanagement in the PhilHealth. The issues, therefore, as can be gleaned so far, are the following. There is an alleged inordinate bleeding of PhilHealth funds. At the moment, the budget support for PhilHealth is 67 billion pesos. PhilHealth is on a negative net operating income of 10.5 billion, according to the GCG, entity in charge of government corporations. Pagkapag patuloy ito ang sitwasyon na mas malaking halaga ang lumalabas kaysa sa pumapasok, aabot tayo sa di nalalayong panahon ang bababangkarote ang PhilHealth. Hindi naman natin pwedeng papayagan ito, lalo at andito na ang universal healthcare. Ako, ito isang malaking challenge, isang malaking hamon ito na inaatasan rin ang PhilHealth, mahala nito. Bilyon-bilyon sa labi ang papasok dyan at lumalabas so pagka dumating na yung PhilHealth from direct contributions sa formal sector, 102.2 billion. Indirect contributions to indigents and informal sector will be 153.1 billion and the capital expenditure will be 23.5 billion. Aabot ito ng 278.8 billion pesos ang hawakan ng universal healthcare. So medyo mainit yan. Dapat pag-ingatan. And then, meron rin mga allegations dito sa PhilHealth na tinatawag natin overcharging and overbilling by hospitals. Naku, kasama dyan. May mga sabwatan, di umano, sa mga hospitals, facilities, overstaying and ghost patients, upcoding, ibig sabihin, tinataas, hindi naman ganun ang sakit, pinalalaki. Yung ubo, nagiging pneumonia, at or upcasing of diseases, false and fraudulent claims and overpayment by PhilHealth. And then of course, meron ba tayo ng allegations that WellMed Dialysis Center charge monies for services performed on dead patients, charging patients for additional dialysis sessions even when not necessary or warranted. There is also the allegation that there is an alleged mafia in PhilHealth na hindi maalis-alis, na matagal na doon sa pwesto, pag inaalis ay gumagawa ng gulo at naninira para sa ganon matakot sa kanila yung mga tao na nagpapatakbo. Kaya hindi kayo magtataka na taon-taon nagpapalit ang PhilHealth halos ng mga namumuno. There are also allegedly 0 cases filed versus hospitals and doctors in fraud cases. I'm not sure if this is the case, but these are some of the allegations. There's also the alleged conflict of interest of the Secretary of Health. And that's why we've invited him. Di siya makapunta last time, and I know that he's been very busy with the dengue as well as the taking care of our people. So he's now here, along with members of his family, just in case anybody will be asked. We will look whether these allegations, if shown to be credible, have resulted from inefficiency on the part of PhilHealth, stupidity and incompetence on the part of PhilHealth employees and officers, and or criminal conduct on the part of PhilHealth personnel in connivance with those outside PhilHealth. Nag-iimbita tayo ng iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno upang magbigay kaalaman at makatulong sa isyong ito. Inimbitahan natin ang Philippine Statistics Authority. Ito, papangunahan ko na ito dahil nakakapagtaka bakit hindi nila masabi kaagad yung mga namatay. Dapat in this day and age of computer revolution, dapat pag may namatay, nakalagay na kaagad sa veterans yan at saka sa mga SSS, sa mga GSIS o lalo na sa PhilHealth. Napakahalaga niya para hindi magdabayad sa namatay na. Hindi maloloko ang system, ang yan, no? At malalaman pa natin yan sa pagtanong tayo. May iwasan ng panloloko ng mga pribadong institusyon na bibigyan ng serbisyong pangkalusugan. We also invited the BIR to help PhilHealth with regard to proper contributions of members based on income. Aming napagalaman na mayroong iba na nag-undervalue ng salary para sa mas mababang kontribusyon. Ito ay aalaman din natin lahat. This committee's mandate is to investigate in aid of legislation acts of malfeasance, pag-commit ng krimen, misfeasance, improper performance, hindi tama yung pagpasunod ng serbisyo, at non-feasance, hindi pagsagawa ng inuutos ng batas. Itong mga issue na ito ay nasasako sa mandato ng committee. Ngunit dapat din natin tignan ang katayuan ng PhilHealth at ng estado nito. Ito ay mahalaga. Bilyon-bilyon na ang nagastos sa pamahalaan dito na galing sa inyong mga buwis. At marami nang pumutok dito. Pneumonia, cataract, at kung ano mga sakit ang pinalalabas na binabayaran, na sobra-sobra ang binabayad, at may mga sabuatan ang mga doktor. Hindi lahat ng doktor ay anghel. Hindi rin lahat ng ospital ay nasa langit. Yung iba bumaba na dito sa impyerno ng ating bayan. No? At ito ay dapat nating masaliksik Hindi natin pwedeng hayaan mabangkarote ang PhilHealth. Hindi mababangkarote ang PhilHealth. Ang mababangkarote ang tao. Walang tatakbuhan ang tao pagka sila ay nagkasakit. Kaya ina-emphasize ko dito kaagad. Ito dapat hindi natin papatawarin ang pandaraya ng tao. Dapat talaga malaman natin kung sino ang nadadaya at kung kailangan maglagay ng batas na talagang special crime yan, gagawa tayo ng batas sapagkat napakahalaga na hindi natin lokohin ang PhilHealth. Sabagay, nangyayari sa ibang bansa yan, that is not an excuse. Dapat dito bawasan. Tutungo rin tayo sa pag-create later on ng anti-insurance fraud. Para sa ganun, nakabantay palagi na pagka may mga fraudulent ways, abuse at mga pandiling lang ay may papasok natin. At ano nyo, ang PhilHealth ay nagamit na yan kung saan-saan. Umabot na sa pagpapagawa ng mga clinic na hindi ko naman dapat alam kung ba't kukunin yung pera ng senior citizens doon. At pati yung sa Dengbaksya, napasama pa rin yan doon. At tandaan po natin na walang mamamayan ng Pilipinas ang dapat maging mahirap ng dahil lamang sa kanilang sakit. Yung sakit ay talagang kung magkamisan, hindi naman mabubuhan ng PhilHealth yan. Pero pag catastrophic na ang illness, ay talagang makakagipit doon sa mga taong nangangailangan. Catastrophic meaning naubos na. Ika nga ng mga tao doon sa Bataan na tinulungan ko ng araw, taob na ang kaldero. Wala ka nang kukuskusin doon sa kaldero, wala ka nang tatakbuhan. Kaya hindi pwedeng lokohin ang PhilHealth. Tandaan po natin na ang vision ng PhilHealth ay bawat Pilipino miyembro. Lahat tayo ay miyembro nito. At protektado dapat ang kanilang kalusugan ng lahat, sigurado. At ang benepisyong pangkalusugan, sapat at dekalidad para sa lahat. Napakaganda ng ambisyon, pero dapat yan patunayan natin na magagawa natin. In other words, in English, the National Health Insurance Program, which is fairly new in our country, was established to provide health insurance coverage and ensure affordable, acceptable, available, and accessible health. In other words, kayang bayaran ng mga nagbabayad para sa insurance, acceptable, tanggap nila, laging available, mapupuntahan at bukas ang pinto para tumulong at maluwag ang pagtulong at hindi tinutulungan yung lalaki ang bulsa at nadami ang pera nung nagpapalaki ng bulsa sa PhilHealth. Ito ay para sa lahat ng mga mayang Pilipino. It shall serve as a means for the healthy to help pay for the care of the sick. Ito ay welfare legislation ang tawag diyan. Kung kami nag-aaral sa College of Law, kaya natin natin welfare legislation. Ginagawa na isang gobyerno yan para hindi makalaban ng mga mamamayan sa hirap ng buhay ay nabibigyan sila ng pagkakataon sa pamagitan nitong mga ganitong batas katulad rin ng universal health care na parating pa. Kaya ngayon pa lang, sinisikil na natin yung maaaring magluko at para sa ganon mapalitan. Isang gusto kong sabihin rin dito, alam nyo, bago ito, informal hearings na rin kami, or rather consultations, nung pang bakasyon ng Senado, tinawag na namin yan, pero nakita nga natin itong mga conclusions na ito, yung sinabi ko. Pero ang isa dyan ay dapat siguro itigil na yung paglalagay, lalaman natin sa investigasyon yan, hindi ko inuunahan ng mga senador, na bakit tayo naglalagay ng mga taong wala namang oras magpatakbo ng PhilHealth. Ugali na natin yan sa ating bansa. Nilalagay palagi yung chairman, secretary of health, o di kaya naman walang alam doon sa hindi naman sapat yung kanyang karunungan maging direktor, dapat talaga eksperto sa insurance, mga actually ang kukonsultay, nakakaintindi sila. Para sa ganun, mapapangalagaan talaga yung mga perang binigay ng gobyerno sa kanila. I hope nagkakaintindihan tayo dyan sa mga pupuntahan natin yan, pero ngayon, ang investigasyon ay tutungo doon sa mga nasabi ko na. Sa investigasyon ito, bubusisiin natin, hindi ko salita ni Rudy ito, bubusisiin, mabigat natin kung ano nga ba ang mga kulangan at pangangailangan ng PhilHealth upang makatugon sa kanilang mandato at sa mga pangangailangan ng taong bayan. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang tayo magbubusisi o lilikutin natin yung mga sakit ng PhilHealth, pero dapat alamin natin kung ano mga solusyon na pwede natin gawan ng pansin. Halimbawa, may kakulungan sa tauhan, 6,000 staff complement, 3,000 casual and project-based. Medyo may mali ata dyan. Laki-laki nito. Buong Pilipinas ang inaasinta, pero kalahati nito ay casual and project-based. Hindi pa nagkalat enough doon sa mga probinsya. May kakulangan ba sa agarang impormasyon? May kakaya ba ang PhilHealth para ang patient's death, patient's income or ability to pay, or mga bagong ginagawa ng PhilHealth ay malalaman kaagad ng ating mga kababayan? Meron makakulungan sa ibang ahensya ng gobyerno, halimbawa ng PSA, nabanggit ko na yan, hindi nagbibigay ng information, naniningil pa. Kailangan ba maningil sila o kung kailangan kasama sa ordinary cost in the course of business ng PhilHealth, bayaran para lumago lalo yung PSA. Tingnan natin kung kailangan gawin yan. Yung GCG, matindi ba yung pakikialam doon sa approval ng PhilHealth plantilla o tama lang? Yung PRC, cases or complaints filed versus doctors, wala atang nadidimanda masyadong maraming doktor na nakukulong o napaparusahan. Yung BIR, nasabi ko na yung members' ability to pay. Ano ang all-case rate policy? Dapat maintindihan ng tao yan. Kapagkat yung all-case rate policy, meron nakatakdang bayad, kaya nakuha yun o hindi, babayaran. Kaya sumobra o kulangin, babayaran. Baka nalulugi dyan ang at nakita natin may mga kaso ng pneumonia, ang singil dapat ay 5,000 ang binabayad, kaya hindi umabot doon ay 15,000. So nalalamangan ang PhilHealth. Paano natin matutulungan ang PhilHealth? Yun ang huling pag-aaramin natin. May nakakalap kaming mga reports ng anomalya sa mga regional offices ng PhilHealth. May mga kaso di umano tulad sa Region 8 na upang makaklaim ng malaki sa PhilHealth ay pinalalala ang sakit ng pasyente. Sinabi ko kanina, ubo lang magiging pneumonia. Halimbawa, yung mga katarata, yung tinatawag natin mga pampalaki ng bill, no? Pampatagal sa wan. Halimbawa, ang simpleng sipon, yun nga, pneumonia na. Yan ay nangyari sa Borongan Samar na 40 beds lang na nakasingil sa PhilHealth, umabot ng 50.160 million pesos para lamang sa isang taon. Isang 40-bed hospital at isang 20-bed hospital sa Oras, Eastern.
Kasamang Grace.
NBI, I hope makikinig ang NBI. Malamang sa inyo papasok yung anti-fraud, lalakyan natin yun kung sakasakali at lalagyan ng budget. Sapagkat kailangan bantayan ang PhilHealth ng talagang mga magagaling na investigador. Hindi yung may ginagawang iba. Dapat nakatutok yan dyan. So paghandaan nyo na yan sapagkat tatanungin namin kung yan ay makakayanan nyo o kailangan gumawa pa ng ibang agency. Alamin natin ang mga detalye nito at sisiguraduhin natin ang mga salarin, pagnanakaw ng pondo para sa kalusugan ng mamamayang Pilipino ay maparusahan ng naayon sa batas. May mga sistema ring hindi na itinuloy ang PhilHealth. Itinigil nila ang pagpapadala ng payment benefit notice. Pagka tumulong sila, dapat sinasabi nila doon sa beneficiary, ito ang tinulong namin sa inyo. Para sa ganoon, nagkakaintindihan tayo, hindi yung nagkakaroon ng mga alleged whistleblower na hindi nakikita yung paper trail ng binayaran ng PhilHealth. Impormasyon na itong pasyente, ito ay nakapag-claim na sa PhilHealth. Kung ang kakailanganin ay palitan, amyenda ng batas at mga pulisya ukol dito, iyan ay gagawin natin sa kabilang banda kung anuan ang mga suliraning hinaharap ng PhilHealth ay dahil sa kagawan ng mga magdanakaw, manggaganso, manduloko, istapador, pandaraya at mga kurap na mga kawani nito. At pati na rin yung mga ospital, pati na rin yung mga doktor, at pati na rin yung mga pasyente na nagpapanggap. At hindi irerekomenda ang paghabla sa kanila at ang pagpupursiging sila ay maparusahan at makulong na mataglang panahon. Yan po ang gospel for today, ayon sa Blue Ribbon Committee. Yan ang pag-uusapan natin. At ngayon naman po, sa kauna ang pagkakataon, ang chairman po ng Committee on Health ay siya magbibigay ng kanyang preliminary statement, after which, with the indulgence of our colleagues, we will allow Secretary of Health Duque to make his own preliminary statement because these are serious charges preferred before him. Go ahead, Secretary. Senator Go. Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. The administration of President Duterte has worked so hard to restore our people's trust in the government. That is why it is our duty as public officials to hold ourselves to the highest standards, and it is our responsibility to hold our fellow officials accountable if they fail to do so. Wala po akong kinikilingan kahit kaibigan o dating katrabaho ang sangkot, kahit na tumulong nung kampanya, kahit nagpapawis nung kampanya sa amin, gagawin ko po ang nararapat, tutuparin ko ang aking sinumpaang tungkulin. Sabi nga ni Pangulo, magsalita ka. Hindi dapat nasasayang ang pera ng bayan, lalong-lalo na po para sa pagpapagamot ng mga may sakit. Sa pag-iikot ko, aktual ko pong nakikita at nakikita parate, kahit sa ospital po, ang mga pangangailangan ng ating mga kababayan. Marami talaga ang nangangailangan ng tulong medikal. Ang pasyente ang hindi dapat nagmamakaawa sa atin para sa tulong dahil pera nila yan. Pera yan ng taong bayan. They deserve quality health service mula sa ating health officials. Ang hirap at sakit po isipin na nawawala at nasasayang lang ang pondo natin para sa healthcare dahil sa korupsyon. Matagal na po itong isyong ito. Noong 2015, nag-hearing na po ang Blue Ribbon tungkol sa fraudulent claims. Subalit hanggang ngayon, patuloy ang mga illegal na gawain sa PhilHealth. Tuwing mayroong anomalya o kontrobersya, puro rason, puro palusot ang naririnig natin. Ang gustong marinig ng taong bayan, solusyon. Hindi na dapat magpatuloy ang anomalya sa PhilHealth. Sabi nga ng ating Pangulo, hindi tayo papayag, not even a whiff of corruption. Dapat managot ang dapat managot. Sa kaso ng WellMed, I urge the DOJ to refile the case to the appropriate court at palakasin pa ang kaso para siguradong may mapaparusahan. Next year is the first year of the implementation of the Universal Healthcare Law. 250 billion po ang funding requirements nito. Bago pa man ma-implement ito, linisin na natin ng PhilHealth. Malaki po ang tiwala ko sa pamunuan ng bagong PhilHealth headed by General Dick Morales at sa mga bagong board members. Dapat nating pangalagaan ang kaban ng bayan. Walang dapat nasasayang kahit piso up to the last centavo. Ilaan ng pera ng gobyerno para sa serbisyo. Kailangan malaman ng Senado at ng taong bayan ang katotohanan sa isyong ito. Interes ng bawat Pilipino ang dapat mangunguna. May the truth prevail. Good morning.
Thank you, Senator Go. I will now proceed to introducing the guests here today. We have invited a lot of people here, but we have General Ricardo Dick Morales. Can you please stand up? Later on, I will ask you to go on the road so just so we can see you right away. Attorney Reynaldo, please stand up. Reynaldo Darang, you can just raise your hand if you like. Reynaldo Darang? Yes. Co-auditor for PhilHealth. Secretary Ernesto Pernia, is he representing? Upon invitation of Secretary of Senator Lacson, the Honorable Janet Garin, former Secretary of Health, and Iloilo 1st District. Good morning, ma'am. Yusa Clear Dennis Mapa? Not here? Secretary Duque, of course. And Teofilo Filando, Chairman PRC. What is your first name? Philanderer? Filando. Filando Teofilo Filando, thank you. Attorney Samuel Dagpin, Jr., of Chairman of GCG. Good morning. Nice to know you. You look very formidable. And you smile a little bit so we can all relax. Also, Attorney Roberto Baquiran, Representative BIR. Rizal Di Capulong, Chairman SIC ASP EVP Investments. Saan yan? Is he here? Mr. Capulong? Can you come forward? Anybody that I named previously who's in the gallery may please come down. And the pages, please guide them. Rizal Di Capulong is with the SSS. He's an actuary.
we asked him to come here so that he can also estimate, or how do I say it, take a look at whether the actuarial health of the PhilHealth is okay. I know they have their own actuary. Thank you for coming, Zaldina. Mr. Ruben John Basa, EVP and COO of PhilHealth. Mr. Renato Limsiaco, Junior, SVP. Are you here? Mr. Israel Francis Vargas, SVP Health Finance Policy. Right. Director Vicente A. de Guzman of the NBI. Irvin Garcia, Chief Anti-Fraud and Action Division. Mr. Victor V. Lorenzo, Chief Cybercrime Division, NBI. Wala ba? Vic, wala. Ay, nasa likod. At mati. Tumabi ka na kay Vic, NBI Director, please. All right. We also have the family of Secretary Duque here that they can answer to, if they're asked, Mr. Dr. Gonzalo Duque, Chancellor EMBC. And of course, can you please state your name beside Dr. Duque?
Dr. Marco Duque. I'm the Corporate Secretary of EDMC.
Can you speak a little louder, please?
Dr. Marco Duque, I'm the Corporate Secretary of EDMC. Your Honor.
Corporate Secretary. You're a lawyer? Huh?
Hindi po.
A doctor. What's your Corporate Secretary?
I'm sorry, I'm the Corporate Secretary po.
All right, okay. All right. And then the next one, beside you, Mark, is the sister of Secretary Duque. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Dr. Duque Hammersheim, President of EMDC and DPI.
All right. And then the...
Cesar Duque. I'm the chairman of DPI and the director of EMDC.
What's your first name, sir?
Cesar Duque. Cesar.
Cesar. Hail Caesar. Yes, okay. And the gentleman beside you, the one with the glasses, is...
I'm Dr. Brian C. po.
Dr.
Brian C. Brian C. So
well met. Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, okay. Thank you for coming. May I ask the Secretary, the Director General to administer the oath, please, so we can proceed?
For those who are here, can we stand and I'll administer the oath. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this proceeding? Thank you. Let the record show.
The oath has been administered. Now we can proceed with the permission of Senator Go. I'd like to call Senator Dillon. He was here and has manifested his desire to proceed. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Chair, Senator Lacson came in after me. I will defer to him for the first round of the questions, since he is the author of the privilege speech, and then after Senator Lacson, I'll take the floor.
All right, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. I did promise Secretary Duque to make his preliminary statement, and I'd like to abide by that promise. Go ahead, please.
Chairman Gordon, Chairman Go, honorable members of the committees, good morning. Before I submit to your questioning, please allow me the privilege of directly responding to 3 issues raised against me. First of all, regarding the financial state of PhilHealth. Your Honors, I agree that the COA findings for the years 2013 to 2017 are troubling. Since my assumption of office as ex-officio chair of the PhilHealth Board on November 6, 2017, I have consistently pushed the management of PhilHealth to address the COA findings as they became available and implement the recommendations to address the financial deficit inherited by the current board from the previous administration. I'm happy to report that, notwithstanding the controversies raised, the management report for fiscal year 2018 shows that the corporation has finally made a financial breakthrough. After many successive years of negative performance, last year, PhilHealth posted a net income of 11.6 billion pesos and net operating income of 4.8 billion. We expect COA to take note of these remedial actions when it issues its audit covering fiscal year 2018, which was also my first year as chairman of the board. Despite the gains made by PhilHealth in the past year, however, I am well aware that our work is far from over. I assure you, Your Honors, that I will continue to oversee policy reforms that will make PhilHealth a more responsive and transparent institution that all Filipinos can rely on when they get sick. Your Honors, the next two issues I would like to address involve the allegations of conflict of interest. Your Honors, I assure that my personal interest in EMDC did not in any way conflict with the interest of the government. In fact, the PhilHealth Region 1 lease of EMDC property was advantageous to government because it allowed the PhilHealth Regional Office 1 to move out of a building which was declared a fire hazard and continue its operations in the new office at a reasonable price. Indeed, Senator Lacson himself said during his Kapihan press conference on August 1 that the rent being charged to PhilHealth Regional Office 1 for the lease was fair. The records show that there is absolutely nothing anomalous about the lease. It went through the proper procurement process required by Republic Act 9184 and applicable regulations. I did not participate in any way in the negotiation of approval of the lease during my part of my tenure as an ex officio member of the PhilHealth Board. The lease of office space of a regional office is a management matter handled by the regional vice president, while the board deals directly with policy matters. In fact, in 2013, I notified then PhilHealth Chief Executive Officer and President Attorney Alex Padilla about my shares in EMDC. I was not told to divest, which confirms that there was no actual conflict of interest between my share in the company and the position as ex officio member of the board. Next, the issue concerning Doctors Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, a company in which members of my family have a substantial interest. DPI did not become an accredited government contractor and supplier for the first time in 2005. The truth of the matter is that the DPI has been an accredited government contractor since before I was even born, and certainly well before I ever acquired an interest in the company. Since its founding in 1946 by the Quesada family, DPI has been engaged by numerous government agencies to provide critical medicines in the fight against devastating diseases such as tuberculosis. In fact, when I first acquired shares in DPI in 1996, exactly 50 years after its founding, and 5 years before I was appointed DOH Undersecretary, DPI was already a regular bidder for the anti-TB preparations used by the DOH. While DPI registered with PhilJeps in 2005, DPI was already accredited through the Simplified Suppliers Registration System, or SSRS, of the agencies with which it was engaged many years before. SSRS would establish accreditation process at the time for prospective bidders. It must be noted, however, that DPI was not bidding for DOH contracts at the time I assumed office for the first time in 2005 as Health Secretary. Based on records, it was bidding for contracts with LGUs such as the cities of Manila, Marikina, Pasig, and Makati, among others. In any case, records are clear when they show that I completely divested all personal interest in the company in 2005, almost 15 years ago. So I suppose it really was a coincidence after all. One final point, Your Honors. Naniniwala po ako sa sabi ni Senator Lacson na walang personalan dito sa issue na ito. Gusto ko pong isiguro sa inyo, Senator, na sa akin mahabang serbisyo sa gobyerno, hindi ko kailanman binahiran at hindi ko kailanman babahiran ang magandang pangalan na ipinamana sa akin ng aking ama, ang former Health Secretary Francisco Q. Duque Jr., ang taong nagbigay inspirasyon sa akin upang ilaan ang gawain ng aking buhay sa paglilingkod sa atin mga kababayan na nagkakasakit at may malubhang karamdaman. Following in the footsteps of my father, my siblings and I have been in the field of medicine, education, and public service for a long time. Ours is not a legacy of wealth, but of service. My public record is an open book of which I am proud. In the same way that this committee has been unflinching in its fight against corruption, I will also be unflinching in my battles, not only in the fight to protect my reputation as a public servant, but also in the fight to implement President Duterte's noble vision for genuine universal access to health care for all Filipinos. Thank you for the time, Your Honors.
Senator Lacson?
Mr. Chairman, I raised two issues in my privilege speech. One is the issue on conflict of interest, and the other PhilHealth anomalies, including fraud, allegations of fraud, and restated income, and so forth and so on. I will tackle first, for lack of material time, because we have very limited time before session starts at 3 o'clock. So I will tackle first the issue of conflict of interest. Mr. Secretary, how long have you been aware that the two Duque family-owned corporations, namely EMDC and PDI, have been directly transacting business with DOH and PhilHealth?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long have you been aware that the two Duque family corporations have been doing or transacting business with DOH and PhilHealth?
For the EMDC, Your Honor, it was in 2013 that this came to my attention. And then for the DPI, before I entered government service, I already knew that they were indeed bidding for certain contracts to supply medicines, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. How long are these two corporations doing or transacting business with the two agencies, PhilHealth and DOH? Gaano katagal na po?
Yung sa kwento po sa EMDC mula 2012 hanggang 2019 po.
Hanggang December 2019?
Matatapos po yung kontrata po. Opo.
And when you were made aware na yung inyong family corporation ay nagtatransact ng business with DOH and PhilHealth directly, ano po yung ginawa niyong action? Nung naupo na po kayo, kasi 2005 to 2010, and then you were ex officio chair, or you were ex officio member being the CSC chair, and then again, starting October or November 2017, nahuli kayo bilang DOH secretary.
Sa EMDC po, wala pong direktamenteng...
Hindi po. Ano po yung ginawa ninyo nung nalaman nyo na yung inyong family corporation, meron palang business na tinatransact sa PhilHealth muna. And then yung PDI, doon naman sa DOH. Meron ba?
Nung nalaman ko po na ang pag-aari ng pamilya, yung korporasyon ng pamilya, doon po sa gusali, na inuupahan po ng PhilHealth, ay ang circumstances din na nalaman ko, nangangailangan talaga ng building ang PhilHealth kasi pinaalis po sila dahil fire hazard. Yung kanila pong building na ang tawag Esperasyon Building. So nakiusap po sila sa aking kapatid na dati pong Pangulo ng EMDC, si Attorney Gonzalo Duque, na kung pwedeng gamitin yung pong gusali na pag-aari ng pamilya. Hindi po kami ang lumapit, sila po ang lumapit.
You did not make any attempt at all to transfer to another location, knowing that the EMDC that owns the building is transacting business with PhilHealth na kayo po yung ex officio chair?
At that time, nung nangyayari po yung transaksyon na yon, I was not an ex officio chair.
Pero ex officio member po kayo bilang CSC chair?
Tama po kayo, ex officio member. Kaya nga po ang ginawa ko, dinisclose ko po kay dating Pangulo ng PhilHealth, si Attorney Alex Padilla.
So wala po kayong attempt para maghanap ng ibang lokasyon dahil ngayon nakapaloob dito yung issue ng conflict of interest. Dahil di po ba yun yung medyo professional or ethical thing to do? Dahil uupo akong, kasi naupo uli kayo ng October or November ng 2018. or 2017. Pero naandyan pa rin yung kontrata na yung EMDC na nagmamay-ari ng building na inupahan ng PhilHealth Regional Office 1, nagtatransact pa rin ng business with PhilHealth. Wala po kayong attempt at all?
Wala po at
dahil minimintin po ninyo na walang conflict of interest.
Opo, dahil yun po ang tingin ko naman ay wala naman po conflict of interest dahil po ang negosyo naman ng korporasyon ng pamilya ay ang eskwelahan, ang universidad na nasa ilalim direktamente ng regulatory authority ng CHED, DepEd at saka ng TESDA. At wala po siyang direktamenteng regulatory authority ang PhilHealth and DOH doon po sa aming pong university, the Lyceum Northwestern University, which is owned by the EMDC.
Bakit po nag-manifest? Nung lumabas na po ito in the open, bakit po napagpasyahan ninyo na i-terminate na, wag nang i-renew yung kontrata, tapusin ito sa December 2019? Hindi po ba yun ay sabihin na nating admission na meron talagang conflict of interest? Kasi kung wala, hindi nyo po ito i-terminate.
Unang-una po, wala pong conflict of interest dahil...
Hindi po. Ang tanong ko po, bakit po nyo biglang hindi na i-extend at sabi ninyo, sige hanggang December 2019 na lamang? So yung po ba'y admission na meron talagang conflict of interest?
With all due respect, hindi po. Kasi ito po yung business decision.
Bakit po pina-terminate niya?
Pina-terminate na namin, it's a business decision because the university is on its growth trajectory. We need more classrooms, we need expansion for the laboratories and more classrooms because of a growing enrollment. And besides, 2 taon na po sila na dapat umalis noong 2017 at naghahanap po sila ng property and that we have the documents to say that, Your Honor, na lilipat po sana sila sa Kalasyaw. Meron po silang balak matagal na lumipat, nakatukoy na po sila ng isang lote at 2 gusali na doon po sila na hindi naman po natuloy for reasons I am not aware of.
Okay. Sa doctors pharmaceuticals naman po, gaano katagal na po nagsusupply ng gamot ang DPI sa DOH?
Alam niyo po, sir, kasi nag-divest ako noong 2005.
Hindi po, ang tanong ko po, gaano katagal na po nagsusupply ng gamot ang PDI sa DOH?
Pwede ko pang
sige po,
respect from the DPI, can we have someone to respond? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Your Honor, ang DPI po, Cesar Duque, yes. Is recognized. Okay. For the record ho, ang DPI ho, nung binili namin noong 1996, matagal na hong nagsusupply ng mga gamot sa gobyerno, sa DOH. Ang DPI ho ay isa sa mga naunang domestic pharma company owned by Filipinos, 100% Filipinos. Matagal na hong nagsusupply ng mga anti-TB. Isang rason kung bakit namin binili rin, ay hindi naman namin alam na magiging kalihim ang aming kapatid. Dahil sa mga pagsusupply ng gamot. Bago namin binili ang DPI ho, ang total na na-supply namin sa isang taon sa DOH, ang pag-aari pa lamang ito ng Quesada family ay umaabot ng almost 80 million to 100 million. Matagal na ho talaga ang DPI na nagsisilbi ho sa gobyerno para sa pangangailangan ng gamot.
So tuloy-tuloy po ito. Wala hong patid yung pagsusupply ninyo ng gamot kahit nung naupo na Secretary of Health.
Hindi ho. Specific ho ang instructions namin na nung umupo ang aming kapatid, wala na dapat transaksyon sa gobyerno, sa DOH. O kung yung opisina niya kung saan siya
So wala pong transaksyon nangyari habang siya nakaupo mula 2005 hanggang 2010?
Wala.
At wala rin pong transaksyon simula nung naupo siya noong October 2017 hanggang sa magpahanggang ngayon. Nagkaroon ng cease and desist order.
Opo.
na ito'y inisyo noong panahon ni dating Secretary Garin. And I'd like to ask Congresswoman Garin kung ano po yung, kasi medyo technical yun eh, ano po ba yung dahilan kung bakit nagkaroon muna kayo ng recall order at pagkatapos nag-issue pa kayo ng cease and desist order? Mr. Chairman, may we recognize Congresswoman Garin?
What is the question again?
She was then DOH Secretary and Acting Director General of FDA. And during her time as Acting Director General of FDA, Food and Drug Administration, she issued first a recall order. She issued a recall order against the PDI. And it was followed up by a cease and desist order. Suspension order. So we'd like to hear from the former DOH Secretary, ano yung background or ano yung circumstances behind the suspension and the cease and desist order.
Excuse me, do we have a copy of that cease and desist order?
I have, Your Honor.
Okay, can you please furnish the committee a copy of that para we can follow the conversation?
I'll do that, but it was included in my privilege speech, Mr. Chairman. Anyway, Secretary Garin or Congresswoman Garin, can you respond?
Mr. Chairman, I do have a copy since when I was invited, I tried to retrieve documents that I had in my personal office. So if I may be allowed to submit a copy of such cease and desist order.
That would be appreciated. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Because I did not see it in the privilege speech. It may have been an oversight on my part or the staff, but we'd like to see a copy of that so we can properly proceed. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Allow me to initially state that this is not the only cease and desist order I issued, and I did not take particular interest in doctors' pharmaceuticals. In fact, I never knew that it was owned by the Duque family until I received a call from one of my colleagues. And when Dr. Melissa Guerrero, who was the former EA of Secretary Duque, came to my office informing me that some of the products that we have awarded actually belong to Doctors Pharmaceutical. Your Honor, the way that the Food and Drug Authority works is that there are regular reviews, not only of the products, but of the pharmaceuticals involved, both supplying to the private sector and both with TMAs or the toll manufacturing agreements. So the Product Recall Committee submitted to me a report, and it was ministerial on my part, seeing all the documents attached to it and the inspection reports. It was ministerial on my part to issue a cease and desist order, and because it's a recall classified as first category, which means Class 1 recall is a situation in which there is reasonable probability that the user exposure to a violative product will cause serious adverse health consequences or death. I am mandated by law to issue a product recall within 24 hours.
What is the danger in, kasi doon sa inyong report, yung cease and desist or yung recall, merong na-mention doon na merong hazard na may dudulot sa health kung parehong makina ang ginagamit sa pagtimpla ng say antibiotics, yung amoxicillin and food supplement. Kindly elaborate, Secretary Garin.
We will give you a chance to answer. I noticed that you're rustling over there, so let us have the answer of Senate Secretary Garin first.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Your Honor. To our understanding, having been worked with the Food and Drug Authority, it needs an immediate cease and desist order, especially if it's a repeated violation, as contained in the reports of the inspectors, because it would expose the supplements that they are producing to the antibiotics that they're also producing. Kapareho po na isang kaldero, pagka ito'y linulutuan, dapat po hinuhugasan muna. But in this case, because it's an antibiotic vis-a-vis a supplement, they should be manufactured in separate equipments. And in this case, if I may, Your Honor, it would be most appropriate because there were several violations quoted in the Product Committee that I just submit a report of what I have in my personal capacity, but we also request the FDA, who has full records of such, to submit the full documents.
All right, the chair would like to order that the said documents be procured from the FDA so we can get the primary sources of this information. Did you want to answer? Go ahead, please. Please identify yourself, please.
We're inexperienced in this matter, so we're kind of...
I asked that we identify yourself because I don't know her family.
This is Luz, Dr. Luz Duque Hammersheim,
Yes.
President of EMDC and TPI. The product recall and the FDA inspection report cited many deficiencies, but just to put it in context, having worked in the United States with the FDA, that these deficiencies against not consistent with the good manufacturing practice are in fact very common. In fact, when there was a report, there were 5 other pharmaceutical companies that got deficiencies and got, I think this is cease and desist orders, I'm not sure. But in any case, the most important, the most critical findings were related to document management, air handling, things like that. The air conditioning did not have the HEPA filter. The premises, as you said, that they were not as clean as they could be. With regards to the antibiotic, it's very clear that the antibiotic in the FDA report says that the Garcinia was actually manufactured in a non-penicillin area. And they cannot be contaminated because the penicillin or antibiotic area is in another building, separate from the other products. Okay? So that is, you know, that is, I don't know where that came from, but it might have been a mistake in interpretation. Just to give you a perspective, there was an article by the Brazilian health regulatory authorities regarding the deficiencies that were noted that were violations of the good manufacturing practice regulations. And they found that unsatisfactory examinations were in the order of 26-27%. So lest you think that, you know, this is really, it is concerning, I admit, but just please put it in context. Secondly, we got a cease and desist order, and the company worked to correct these deficiencies. Some deficiencies could not be corrected, in fact, because the machines that were going to be needed to correct the deficiencies were extremely expensive. And so there is a waiver to subcontract, and that's what they did, okay? With the promise that they will buy that expensive machine in the future. But let me just say that this company is really not a big company, sir. It's a small company, you know, in the whole schema of things. And ever since our brother, Secretary Duque, assumed office, it was already the policy of the family not to bid with any DOH contracts. And it was pretty much followed, actually. So, and besides, he divested, my brother. So, is that a conflict of interest? In the manufacturing of products, there are mistakes in documentation, following the standard operating procedures, things like that. So they rectified those so that the license to operate was reissued to DPI on March 2016. And it was good for until 2019. So,
So you're saying, ma'am, that you were reissued another permit after the cease and desist?
yes, after correcting the deficiencies to the satisfaction of the FDA, because otherwise they will not reissue a license to operate.
All right, thank you. Okay.
Thank you for the time.
One last point, Mr. Chairman, for this round. You said that we stopped transacting business with DOH the moment Secretary Duque assumed office as Secretary of Health. Is that
To my recollection, Your Honor,
Well,
and it was a very specific instruction to the management of the company.
I will refresh your memory po. No? I have here a copy of award notice number 155775. It says here, Department of Health, Maine, procurement of Mosapin, awarded to or awardee Doctors Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, contact person SRT Duque, contract and date 13 November 2017. When did you assume, Mr. Secretary?
I was sworn in November 6, Your Honor.
November 6?
Yes, Your Honor.
So November 17, yun ang contract end date ng inyong kontrata with DOH. There's another one, abstract or award notice number 1377959. Awardee, Doctors Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, contact person, SRT Duque, contract end date 31 December 2017. So mukhang may overlapping po ito. Mukhang nakalimutan nyo po na meron pa rin kayong negosyo with DOH.
Sa tingin ko, kagalang-galang na Senador, yung award nangyari before the assumption of my brother na DOH. So nung dinocument na, doon siya pumasok, hindi na namin makakancel ho yun eh.
Bakit hindi po? Kung may mutual agreement, hindi po ako abogado, pero siguro kung nagkasundo yung dalawang parties, oy, teka, Secretary of Health na yung kapatid natin, baka pwedeng itigil na natin itong ating business with DOH dahil merong issue ng conflict of interest. So, anyway, alam nyo, rightly or wrongly, we don't need to learn rocket science to, to conclude or to even suspect that there's really conflict of interest. Kasi po, Secretary of Health, pagkatapos ng negosyo ninyo, mag-supply ng gamot sa DOH, hindi po ba napakaliwanag naman yung parang mas maliwanag pa sa sikat ng araw na talagang merong conflict of interest? Tulad nga nung ginawa ninyo sa EMDC, mabuti na rin at napagkaisahan ninyo na sige hanggang December 2019. Kung sa ibang tao po yon at talagang tumitingin doon sa nakasaad sa ating batas, the moment na pag-upo niya bilang Secretary of Health at ex-officio chair, mag-usap na sana yung dalawang partido o i-terminate na natin as soon as possible kasi hindi nararapat base sa Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards. Kasi more than any person in this room, siguro mas ma-appreciate pa ni Secretary Duque yung RA 6713 kasi dati siyang CSC chairman eh. At katunayan, binanggit ko sa aking privilege speech, kinot ko yung kanyang yung portion ng kanyang speech patungkol dito na dapat talaga pag nasa gobyerno mataas yung standard. Yun lang po, and Mr. Chairman, I'll deal with the PhilHealth issues on my second round. Salamat po.
Can I respond to that?
Did you want to answer?
Senator, can I respond to that? Hindi ho ako masyadong maliwanag sa mga EDSA kasi sa timeline hindi ko nasisiguro. Yan hong Doctors Pharma, hindi naman sa sinasabi kong masyadong maliit. Hindi siya masyadong importante, pero hindi yung significance niyan sa amin hindi masyadong malaki at malakas. Kaya ang ginawa ho namin mula pa nung year 2000, malinaw na ang instructions namin sa aming general manager at mga empleyado na pag may kapatid kami na nasa gobyerno, walang transaksyon. Ako as chairman, nasa policy lang po ako. Ang Doctors Pharma ho, apat na po lamang ang empleyado at itong mga empleyadong ito ho ay matagal na sa kumpanyang ito from the beginning pa, noong mga 1960s pa. Yung ang inatasan naming general manager na si Mila Villarba, 60 years na kung hindi ako nagkakamali sa company.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Yung Doctors Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, meron din pong toll manufacturing agreement with, binibilang po po 6 pang mga pharmaceutical companies. Ano ba ibig sabihin pagka merong toll manufacturing agreement?
Toll?
Parang subcontract po ba ito?
Hindi ho, kami lang ho ang gagawa ng mga gamot. Sila ang gamot ho nila yon. Sila ho ang parang outsourcing ho. Contract.
Outsourcing?
Outsourcing. Pero sinusiguro namin na pag mag-outsource kami, yung mga companies na yon are
pero dahil hindi sila accredited, hindi sila makapag-deal directly with the DOH. Dahil kayo accredited, kayo makipag-deal with DOH.
Hindi ho ako nakakasiguro kung...
Kasi yung license to operate nila, validity, yung Medic Class A Distributors, 30 July 2021. Itong app or APT Drugs Trading, 08 March 2021. Maximum Corporation, 10 May 2022. Ganyan po katatagal yung kanilang license to operate. So, yun lang po, Mr. Chairman.
Secretary Duque, you want to answer?
Thank you. Mabalik lang po dun sa EMDC, yung Family Corporation. Na napaka mahirap din po kasi na pagkaisahan namin na sabihin namin na tigil na natin ito. That would have been the ideal scenario and in compliance with the standards of ethical and professional conduct in 6713. Pero sabi namin, yung PhilHealth, you can ask them, wala naman silang mapuntahan, 160, 170 employees. Yung mga members na nakikipag-transact ng mga pasyente, ano pong gagawin natin dito sa mga ito? And guided by, in the spirit of public service, sabi naman namin na, siguro, hayaan na lang natin muna silang gamitin yung gusali dahil hindi naman ito masama na very accessible po sa mga empleyado, accessible din po sa mga members na galing po sa Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union at sa Kalakahan na Pangasinan. So yun lang po. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted that on record.
Yes, Senator Tirona is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to discuss the financial viability of PhilHealth. Dahilan po ito'y isang insurance system at kagaya ng GSIS at SSS, mayroon pong tinatawag tayong actuarial life ng pundo. Gaano ba katagal ang pundo ng PhilHealth? How long will it last? I just put the microphone on. Sorry. How long will it last before it could no longer provide the benefits which was intended? So my first question is, what is the actuarial life of the PhilHealth on the basis of its present sources of funds and assets? Can somebody answer that? Yes, ma'am. Can you identify yourself, please?
Nerissa Santiago po from PhilHealth, Actuarial Services and Risk Management Sector. Sir, based on the projections that we have done on the 2018 valuation, if we will follow the UHC law on the direct contributors, as well as our proposal for the indirect contributors premium, it will exceed 10 years.
Sorry?
Sir. It will exceed 10 years, sir. Our projection
It
is
will
only...
exceed 10 years.
Yes, sir.
10 years can be 50 years. 10 years can be 10 years and a half. Can you give me a more accurate response? What is the actuarial life of
Okay, sir.
PhilHealth?
For the valuation of the PhilHealth program, since this is a short-term program, I mean, this is health insurance, then the projections that we usually do for our valuation is only up to 10 years.
Up to 10 years?
Yes, sir.
So you're saying that for the next 10 years, the PhilHealth will be financially viable?
Yes, sir.
Now,
If we follow our recommendations, sir.
now, I was looking at the COA report. It would appear that yearly you have a net operating loss. Is that correct? Please.
That's correct, sir. So,
Now, in 2017, you have a net loss of 5.6 billion, net operating loss.
the audited, yes, sir.
Yes. In 2016, a net operating loss of 5.7 billion. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
In 2015, a net operating loss of 3.1 billion pesos.
Yes, sir.
And in 2014, a net operating loss of 1.8 billion.
Yes, sir.
And in 2013, a net operating loss of 5 billion.
Yes, sir.
Given these losses, do you foresee a collapse of the PhilHealth Fund before 2010? I'm sorry, before 10 years from now?
Those were the years that we increased the benefits without the increase in premium, sir.
You increase the
Yes.
You increase the benefits. Never mind whether or not you increase the benefits or for some other reason. The fact is you have been incurring a net operating loss in the, for the last 5 years in the amounts that I have stated. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir. But because of the UHC law, for which we have already legislated the increases for the direct contributors as well as for the indirect contributors.
That's right. Okay, whatever is the reason. I'm just pointing out that the fund is not financially viable at the rate you're going now.
For the past, until 2017, yes, sir.
Yes.
Starting
right.
2018.
Yes, until 2017, yes. At the rate you are going, you cannot sustain the financial viability of PhilHealth because, in fact, you have been incurring a net operating loss. And your increase in premium contribution is an average of about 19%, whereas your benefit claims amounts increases by 27%, and your operating expenses increases by 10% every year, which results in your danger to your financial viability as an insurance fund. Would you agree with that?
Excuse me. Have you been, has the oath been administered to you? I don't think I remember having seen you. Did I recognize Dr. Ferrer or is that here? Is that here? Sige, okay. What about the lady here?
Your Honor, I'm Sherry Carmen Divina. I am representing Mr. Renata.
Sherry Carmen Divina, acting
Senior Manager, sir.
Chairman of PhilHealth. Okay. Have you taken an oath?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
So that your benefit claims expenses increased for the average from 2013 to 2017 by an average of 27%. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And with the passage of the Universal Health Care Act, these benefit claims expenses will increase somewhat.
That's correct, sir.
And therefore, your statement of 10 years financial viability is a little iffy already. Mukhang hindi na natin ma-achieve yun, given all of this. Is that correct?
Sir, we will be able to achieve this if we phase in the implementation of the benefit expansion, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, you were what?
If we phase we have a phased in implementation of benefit expansion, sir.
You will, in other words, you will postpone the availment of certain benefits.
It's more of expansion. We prioritize the more
Sige. You prioritize
Yes.
the certain benefits and you put later the grant of other benefits. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
You will also increase premium.
That's correct, sir.
And when was the last time you increased premium?
The last approval of the board is 2016, effective 2018 increase, sir.
2018. This year, did you increase premiums?
Based on the law, sir, it will be increased, the salary ceiling will be increased to 50,000, sir.
Yes, and in this effective when?
Upon signing of the IRR, sir.
Okay. So in other words, you would increase again the premium contributions.
Yes, sir, as legislated, sir.
Yes, all right. You see, Senator Lacson asserted in his privilege speech that PhilHealth lost an estimated of 153.7 billion. Is this correct?
It's an estimate, sir, that could be true, but it is an extrapolation, sir.
Sorry, it's an extrapolation.
Yes, sir.
But since this is based on certain assumptions, there is reasonableness in the extrapolation of losses amounting to 153.7. Would you agree with that?
The 153 billion is broken down between overpayment of for the case rates and probable fraud for the 50+ billion. For the 100 billion in terms of overpayment, this is for 6 years, 2013 to 2018. That's 20% overpayment, but if you will note that 60% is underpayment and the 20% has equal over. I mean, because of the case rates, there is the principle of you win some and you lose some. So there is always an overpayment in terms of case rates and an underpayment also, and as well equal to the hospital charges, sir.
So you're saying it's okay to overpay as long as there are underpayments? Ganun ba yun?
Yes, sir. The way the case rates work is that it's on an averaging principle. So if a case is efficiently done, an illness is efficiently managed, you will be able to save on the expenses or the costs of managing the care. So you will, the hospital will incur lesser expenses than the case rate.
By the way, how much are the unpaid claims as of, let's say, as of the latest data that you have? Because I keep on reading in media that a lot of hospitals are claiming delay in payments or non-payments at all. There's one hospital, he said, Chinese General, 10 billion now, according to our chairman. Is this correct?
Mr. Chairman, may I help my coworker? I'm the President and CEO of PhilHealth.
Go ahead, Secretary General
Morales. According to our records, our benefit claims payable ballooned from 2013 when it was 14.2 billion to 47.7 billion in 2000.
I'm sorry, can you speak a little louder? Come closer to...
According to our records, our benefit claims payable ballooned from 14.2 billion in 2013 to 47.7 billion in 2018. So yes, our accounts payable have increased.
And why is that?
We have not been paying.
Excuse me?
There is an accounting method they call IBNR, incurred but not reported. So we set aside
an amount of money, in this case it's 47 billion, to pay for the benefits when they come due. Because according in insurance accounting, there is such a thing as incurred but not reported. But I think the accountants can explain this better.
Let's make it clear first. The unpaid claims as of June 30 is how much? If that's the latest available data, or end of the year?
End of 2018 po, I have figures 47.7
Yes,
billion.
end of 2018, how much are the unpaid claims?
47 billion.
Is it? I am not clear anymore. Oh, just give us one figure.
Go ahead, Larissa.
Yeah, whoever.
Sir, the breakdown of the
You're the actuary, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sige.
The breakdown of the
At yan ang ating special coverage ng pagdinig ng Blue Ribbon Committee sa mga alegasyon sa PhilHealth at issue sa DOH. At ngayon, balikan muna natin si Dzxl Rajuman 1, Grace Mariano. Rajuman Grace, good morning.
Okay, ang naririnig nyo yung pagdinig ng Senate Blue Ribbon Committee na pinamumunuan ni Senator Richard Gordon at umarangkada na nga ang pagdinig na yan ukol sa mga kontrobersiya sa PhilHealth at mga akusasyon laban kay Secretary Francisco Duque. Yung huling narinig yung nagtatanong na senador ay si Senator Franklin Drilon at inuurirat niya nga yung lifespan o magiging haba ng buhay ng pondo ng Philippine Health Insurance Corporation o PhilHealth dahil sa harap nitong kaliwat ka ng mga anomalya. Kanina nagkaroon na rin ng pagkakataon si Senator Panfilo Ping Lacson na gisahin si Health Secretary Francisco Duque kaugnay dun sa sinasabi niyang pagkakaroon ng conflict of interest dahil nga yung mga kontrata sa PhilHealth o sa DOH ay nakopo ng pamilya nitong si Secretary Duque at kabilang dyan yung pagpaparenta sa sarili nilang building sa isang tanggapan ng PhilHealth. Pero may mga paliwanag naman si Secretary Duque dyan. Sabi niya dun sa building, inisip lang daw nila yung kapakanan ng mga empleyado ng PhilHealth dahil yung building nila is strategic location at malapit sa mga tahanan mula sa iba't ibang mga lalawigan na nagtatrabaho nga doon sa PhilHealth. Mamaya magbabalik ako para ihatid pa yung magiging takbo ng pagdinig ngayon dito sa Senado kaugnay sa mga anomalya sa PhilHealth. Kasama mo sa Senado, Rajuman 1, Grace Mariano, sa Tac-Orlemen, Dzxl 558.
Maraming salamat Dzxl Rajuman 1, Grace Mariano at magbabalik pa tayo sa aming pabalik ang pagpasok ng ating mga maiinit pang balita. Oras po natin, 11:30.
Alamin ang trending topics at pinag-uusapan sa www